Venus Castleberg as she teleports you to the wonderland of possibilities, where we explore consciousness from the inside out to create a different world, where problems are possibilities and your point of view really does create your reality.
So the past 9 months or so, or 9 years, however long, doesn't really matter. I've really been, oh God, I mean, I guess you can even go back 23 years. Like when I first started in alternative healthcare 23 years ago, I was looking for the modality that would fix me. I was looking for the modality that was going to make me feel whole and complete. And then if you've read my book, I also was like looking to all the wrong relationships in hopes that somebody was going to make me feel whole and complete, right? Like there was always this source outside of me that was going to make me feel whole and complete. And I used feelings on purpose, but typically the body is the one that feels. You, the being, perceives, knows. But I really had to like take a hard look at this more recently, like 3 months ago or something like that. And really noticed like how much I was doing. I was doing a lot, right? Doing. But I was doing to prove that I was worthy. I was doing to prove that I belonged. I was doing to prove that I knew something. And I realized like I realized that, and then I like let it go, and I was like, okay, wow, okay, so I'm really trying to get everybody to like me. I'm really trying to belong, whether it's in a relationship in the past or a modality or like always looking for like a community or looking for something outside of me to make me feel, to validate me, to make me feel like I belonged. And I don't know if you have the same thing. I imagine some of us out there do, right? Where it's like, okay, I'm gonna do this to prove that I'm being. And Dane here even talked about this recently, and I was like, wow, like how much do we try to prove what we're doing, to prove that we're being, to prove that we are someone, to prove that we're valuable, right? There's a lot of proving in the doing. And when I really started to like peel back these layers and like look at, wow, what am I trying to prove? Who am I trying to prove it to? Like, what do I think this is actually going to accomplish? I really started to realize that it didn't matter what anybody else was doing out there. And like, there was even like trying to copy people or trying to be like other people or do it a certain way because that's the way they did it and mimic other people, right? And all those times when I was trying to like mimic people or to pretend to be something that they are, I was miserable, right? Like how much are you when you're in a relationship and you cut yourself off to be in that relationship so that you fit into their box of whatever that is, right? How like does that bring on things like depression and sadness and like a void, right? But what if we let all that go, like all the need to be like somebody else, to do it like somebody else, to prove that we're worthy. And we took a moment, even if it's just this moment right now when you're watching this or listening to this, to just get how worthy you are. Maybe even tell yourself, I am worthy. I am worthy. And anything that doesn't allow you to realize that you are a gift and that you are worthy of whatever it is that you've been seeking outside of yourself, would you just join and create that? Right, wrong, good, bad, POC, POD, all nine shorts, boys, POVADs, beyonds. And if you're new to Access Consciousness and the Clearing Statement, that's the Clearing Statement. And you can go to theclearingstatement.com for more information. Just kind of like a magic eraser, right? And all those places where you've been doing to prove that you're worthy, will you destroy and uncreate that? Right, wrong, good, bad, POC, POD, all nine shorts, boys, POVADs, and beyonds. You don't need to do anything to prove that you're worthy of anything, because you were born brilliant and talented and fabulous. You were born a gift. That gift doesn't go away when you get older, right? But what does happen is layers of pretending to be something we're not, pretending to be somebody else. I mean, and this is common, and I've talked to quite a few of you on the phones lately, like the need to be okay with whatever gifts and capacities that you have. Well, I'm going to tell you a little trick. Nobody else needs to be okay with your gifts and capacities. Nobody else nobody else needs to be okay with me being a clairvoyant medium. I need to be okay with that. You get to be okay with whatever gifts and capacities you were given, right? Or that you've developed or that you have, right? Doesn't matter how they came, right? But you have them, right? You are far more aware than you give yourself credit for. You know way more than you give yourself credit for. And so if we weren't pretending to be something so that we fit into this reality and this society and specific groups, what would you choose? Who could you become? And the other side of this that I got for myself was like, I grew up, maybe you did too, always looking for the thing to do. Like, what business am I going to be doing? What modality am I going to be doing? What, practice am I going to be doing? What group am I going to belong to? What, like all these things, like where am I going to find that I belong, right? But looking for what to do, right? It's like, what do you want to do when you grow up? When you're a kid, right? What do you want to do when you grow up? I didn't necessarily say I want to grow up and be a psychic medium. And I'm sure some of you didn't out there either. But what if it's not about what you want to do? What if the question is, who do I want to become? Who do you want to become? And when you really dive into looking at who do you want to become, what you're doing is irrelevant, because you could do anything. If your target in life is to become more kind and compassionate, then you can be kind and compassionate no matter what you're doing. If you desire to become wealthy, that's an energy of being. It's not a doing. There isn't a formula. If I do this, then I become wealthy. No, being wealthy is a being. So I'd like to challenge you to just look at this for yourself and ask, if it's not about the doing, who do I want to become? And then maybe, like me, you get this sense of freedom to do whatever you want to do, because it's not about the doing, it's about the becoming. And yeah, shedding the layers of the fact that, everybody around us, or even from very young, has told us you need to figure out what you want to do with your life. I don't know about you, but nobody once told me you need to figure out who you want to become in your life. So 50 plus years later, I'm like, yeah, who do I want to become? Who do you want to become? And then the things that you do will just naturally come up that match that energy. But it's not the other way around. You don't do something to become. Like you don't you aren't a firefighter to become compassionate, right? You choose compassion and then go, I'd like to be a firefighter. So for you, especially in our Facebook group, I just invite you to look at not what your capacities and your gifts, absolutely acknowledge them and be grateful for them, but who do you want to become? Like when you have gifts and capacities, you could use them for evil or you could use them for good. But that using them for evil or using them for good are actually more based on who do you want to become? And if you feel inspired to share, you can send me a personal message. I would absolutely love to hear more about your awareness around who you'd like to become, or you can comment in the video below. And I'm so grateful for you all for being here. Thank you for watching and listening now and in the future. And I look forward to seeing you next time. Bye.